Howdy, folks. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. Today, we are going to continue where we left off. We are just outside of a dungeon. Uh, Give me a moment to hop in. Here we are. Just outside a dungeon. 1,000 maws of Total Wreck. And we've got to go through it. I forget why. Um, Let me see if the quest gives me some info. Oh, right, because we are looking for the the Sylph leader, and apparently they went inside, past the guards somehow, and yeah. Hello. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. As you can see, just started streaming. So, we are going to go into the dungeon and continue on with the story when I have the chance. Other things, uh, followed me on Twitter. Well, thank you. I certainly appreciate it. Um, okay. Yeah. Uh, like I said, I certainly appreciate the follow. I will check that once I am done streaming here. I I didn't respond. Oh, um, right. Um, I looked at the link that you gave me, but it just sent me to a it, it looked like it was just the basic website, not um not a portfolio or anything. Sent you my portfolio. Yeah, I remember that. And like the let me see here. Yeah, it was just a the 3 lines at the top and select the option. Okay. Um, Let me see here. Got a bunch of windows to look through, so give me just a second here. 3 lines at the top. I'm not sure what I'm looking for. I apologize. Like the first time to the website, uh, other than when I took a glance earlier. Um, Be here. No, on the menu bar. Not sure. Uh, Let me see here. Sorry about this. uh, not sure what I'm supposed to be looking at here because like the website just looks like the basic like the home portion of the website, not the actual uh, portfolio part, I guess. Okay, and I apologize. I mean, I don't feel like I am bad at technology. I'm just not familiar with websites all that well, I guess. Click on the three lines at the top right. So I'm not seeing three lines at the top right. I'm seeing a homepage screen um, that has a bunch of basic information on it. You know, it's got home streaming overlays, logo designs, packaging designs, more, all that stuff. But I'm not seeing three lines at the top. Or I should say the top right. Click on which one? Overlays? Okay. 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 And this is just okay. I will have a look at it then. Um, Sorry for the confusion. I went here. Um, I didn't realize it was like what exactly I was looking at. So um, I will take a look at this and I will get back to you once I am done streaming. Is that okay? Oh, now check emotes, logo, and character. There's logo. Okay. Ah, and in the more section. Got it. Okay. I see. Okay. I will have a closer look at this um when I don't have to worry about a stream. All right. Uh, I apologize. give me the follow back on Twitter so we can talk. Sure. I will. Uh, I will take a look at this. Thank you for clearing it up for me. Well, I mean, at a quick glance, sure, I like it, but I don't want it to just make a decision off of a quick glance. I'd rather have a good in-depth look at it, and make my decision at that point. So, okay, I will check my Twitter once I'm done. So, again, I apologize about yesterday. Like I said, I took a look. It didn't look like it was a portfolio. It looked like it was just a homepage of a website. So, again, I apologize, and I will take a good look at this once I'm done tonight. So, all right. Thank you for getting back to me about it, though. I certainly appreciate it. All right. Let's see here. So some things I did. Uh, uh, in between sessions. So it's been almost a week. Um, I went around getting some of the optional quests. As you can see, I got some. What are they called? Glamours done, I guess. I think is what the game terminology is. So uh, I just took some of the armor. I glamored it up to look different so that, I don't have just your generic armor while running around and everything. And not to mention the generic armor just doesn't really look good. So, did a bit of crafting, updating my gear so it's more up to my level. And yeah, I will just hop into the dungeon here and get on with the story. And again, we're going in with a party of NPCs because I don't like waiting on other people to decide to join me. So, all right, we're going in. It looks like level 24. And we'll just begin immediately. All right, so it looks like it's a bit dungeony, you know, the brick walls, long corridors, that sort of thing. And we'll see how we do. All right, zooming out so I can see things around me. And again, it's been a very long time since I've done any of this, so I have no idea how I'm going to be at this. A lot of it, I'm sure, is just going to be your basic fighting minions and then the occasional boss. But I will certainly try to get through this as quickly as possible. Again, I'm not really here for equipment or anything like that. I'm just here to get through it and move on with the story. I will take a look. Over the week, I was told about a site that basically has all the armors and such listed and where you can get them. So at some point I'll be taking a look at that, seeing if I can find some things that I like, and probably work on getting an outfit set up. Although I gotta say, I do like some of the basic outfits that are provided in the game, like the monk outfit. I'm sure if you're familiar with this game, you're familiar with what some of the outfits look like. And I think like the monk outfit, it's in, I believe yellow is its basic color. Looks pretty good. So, you know, I may just have to stick with that for the most part. But, you know, there's always the fact that looking at the same outfit will probably get a bit boring over the long run. So I like to have some options, you know? Options other than me switching classes to switch outfits, that is, which I will also be doing. So I think I mentioned before that one of the classes I'm probably going to switch to once I have the opportunity to is Samurai, I believe. And then also any new class that has, or any new DPS class that has come about since I've played. Just to give them a try, see if I like it. See if the outfits look good for it, that sort of thing. But, again, this is just primarily a story playthrough. So, if it goes on long enough, we may end up doing other things as well. But for the most part, I am just going to be probably sticking to the story for the most part. Because other than that, I don't really know what people consider to be entertaining about the game, you know? I just recently got access to the, what is it, the Golden Saucer. So a bunch of mini games and stuff like that, which, you know, could probably be fun to play. I know I certainly enjoyed the Triple Triad card game back in, what was it? Final Fantasy VIII, I think, is when it first came out. And then I think it was also in 9. Or there was another card game or something in 9 as well. So, you know, if something like that is entertaining, I am certainly willing to give it a shot. Oops. Just a reminder, I am not a good player of these kind of games. So, you know, I don't have cycles memorized or anything like that. I'm just pushing the buttons that gets me, that gets the damage done. So. And since I'm not with any other players, I don't have to worry about them being upset with me for not doing it right. Or not doing it the way that they want it to be done, I guess. Also, as you may have noticed, I did not get very many levels over the week because while the bonus experience is great, I also don't want to grind for it. So, at least not yet. I'm sure there'll come a point where I have to do some grinding in order to keep progression going, but that isn't yet. As we are on like level 24 and I am 38, I think, 36, something like that. Hopefully that will continue. So I won't have to worry about keeping ahead of the levels. Because that's the last thing I want to do, is to have to say that we're done for an evening just because I'm not the right level. But again, I believe that the basic story of A Realm Reborn happens through level 50. So, as long as I get to level 50, I should be fine for the entirety of the first story. Alright, just getting a few items here. Again, you can see that my inventory is filling up quite quickly. Partly because I was doing crafting over the week and just forgot to put everything back. So a lot of this is just me pulling the items out of my storage and just holding on to them. Ah, that was the limit break noise being ready. I also know that there are some, like, other side games that could be interesting, or not necessarily games, but side quests, maybe. Like, I think there was some kind of dungeon that you could go to, basically kind of like a roguelite version, where you start off at level 1, you go in, you get as far as you can go, and then get items within that you can use to power up. And then you start at the beginning again at level 1, but with bonuses. So I wouldn't mind trying that out again. Some of it is probably just... Oh, there's a level. Wonderful. some of it seems like it's just something to do in between uh, content, I guess. You know, games gotta provide a bunch of things for you to do so you don't get bored and go away, that sort of thing. So maybe it's something like that. Um, and you know, for the most part, like I said, I do plan to stick to the story. But if something comes across that is interesting and fun, I might, you know, take an episode or a half an episode or whatever to just have a look and see what it's about. Right, how much further do we have to go? Like, hopefully it's a straight shot from this point. Ow. Gotta be careful of starting the fights myself because I am not a tank. Alright, so it seems like most of the enemies in here are just like bugs and creatures and plant things, so just generic monsters that have taken up residence in a place, I guess. Not like they're here for any specific reason. They just happen to live here. And maybe that's why the sprite decided to go in here. To get away from their pursuers by putting a bunch of natural enemies in the way. Though I gotta say, if somebody's following us in, we're doing a pretty good job of clearing them out. Oh, everything's coming after me. Nope, don't want that. I have to remember that this attack is actually an AoE. So I should probably be using it more. Although it doesn't seem to really do all that much damage. So maybe it's just better to focus down one at a time. Alright, definitely looks like we're getting close to the end. And in fact, like the bosses we fought in here were pretty much exactly the same. So, I don't know. If anything, I would say that this dungeon is more filler than anything else. Alright. Moved on in. This is definitely the boss chamber. And I think it's like a spider that drops down from the ceiling. But I cannot remember. certainly... Oh, hello? Maybe not. Maybe it's this guy.
Darkness.
Hello?
Elko, Hitra Bublo Hans.
The mighty slayer of Ffriv comes now to me.
Seize that on Rajyadorn.
With a countenance that bespeaks understanding.
Thagon Welrog. Tosan no Paiki.
Intriguing power, the echo. I must needs choose my words with care.
Mayhap I might if I deign to speak in my guest crude tongue. We meet at last.
Mayhap I... Oh, no, sorry. Good. He decided to switch over. Makes things easier. And faster.
I am Lahabrea of the Asians, servant to the one true God.
Okay.
Yours is a most fantastical tale, truly absorbing. It is a tale to tell Eorzea's children before bedtime, and it will soon be dark, bringer of light.
The dark minions.
All that stands between this world and darkness is an irksome anomaly in the ether. The Echo. Yes, yours is a most fascinating tale. Alas, like all good tales, it must needs come to an end. But fear not.
Here, feel the presence of evil.
For the end of your tale is but the beginning of another. The tale of the crystal's demise.
And here we go, I guess. It is a spider scorpion. I just didn't remember that that person showed up as well. Probably because I tend to skip them, the introductions, because that makes it so that fewer people have to wait for me. You know, back when I had to register for the dungeon to have others help me get through it, that sort of thing. Because a lot of times, like, part of what's what you do is, like, you get like your daily roulette, which it basically gives you bonus experience for doing random dungeons. Or, I mean, it says random dungeons, but really it's for doing dungeons that don't happen to have enough people or have been in the queue for a while. At least to what I remember having happened. Now to take care of the minions as they show up. I do also know that sometimes you can just work through the damage and everything. Just focus on the boss, take the boss down, and the minions don't matter. That sort of thing. And I think, at least it sounded, yeah, I gained another level in there. The Orchestrion. Just to change music, okay. Right. So, one of the things you can get is these music scrolls, which allows you to play in-game music in your bedroom, or in the inn's room, which I kind of like. Final Fantasy has always had pretty good music. Oh, what do we have here? Finally, fresh air. Mayhap not so fresh, but better than before. Ah, Sinister One is gone. This one can leave this awful place. Did Walking One vanquish the many-legged one? This one is grateful to the Walking One. This one is called Ffxiv, eldest of these ones of Little Celeste. Oh, now I'm having the echo vision again. Got the Empire here. Okay. Alpha Squad reporting, sir. Nothing of note at Lark's call, sir. Understood. Return to Area 12. Dang it all, where's that accursed icon hiding? Well, here's Nero. No sign of our wizened friend? I'm afraid not, my lord. Shall I order that the search perimeter be expanded? Absolutely not. We risk alerting the Gridanians to our presence. His Excellency bid us avoid unnecessary confrontation. Loath though I am to admit it, I have found no evidence to suggest that Ramuh will be gracing the mortal realm in the near future. I ask you, what good is a god who does not grant one's wishes? Were I a sylph, I should strongly consider finding myself another idol. Which reminds me, one of the sylphs we captured, a handful of them seemed to be in reasonably good health when last I looked. Apologies, my lord. I fear we may have been overzealous in our efforts to compel them to summon their icon. Really, Centurion, were you not aware that vegetables bruise easily? It is well that I did not entrust you with the important task of making my dinner. Well, mayhap it was a kindness. Better dead in truth than dead to one's own god, I suppose, if you believe in such things. Dawn is upon us. Make ready to withdraw. Useless. We are so close to completion, I can fair taste it, but at this rate, no, I must be patient. Our efforts will bear fruit in due time. What was it you always said? Ah, yes. Though it means bringing down the very heavens, who shall challenge the limits of possibility if not we? That alone, you are right, Garland. But your star is long fallen, while mine doth begin to rise. Wasn't Garland the person they were looking for at the crashed ship? Hmm. I'll have to look at that again, see if that's the case. And that shall burn so bright that Lord Van Belsar's ultimate weapon will seem a mere candle beside it. um, I can't recall if this is a reference to ultimate weapon or if it's just calling it an ultimate weapon. Because ultimate weapon, or maybe it was Ultima weapon. I can't remember. Was a giant. I don't know if it was robotic or bionic or what, but it was a giant weapon creature thing in one of the Final Fantasy games. And I know they bring them back in this, because, as I've said before, Final Fantasy XIV is kind of a mix of all the Final Fantasies, like references to a lot of different Final Fantasy games. Those walking ones did... Sorry. Those walking ones did for Noxia. This one is certain of it. This one fears that other taken ones also suffered the same fate. This one is convinced. Walking ones have black hearts, seek only to harm these ones. Walking ones are not to be trusted. Now, Neuraxia, do not pass judgment too hastily. Not all walking ones are alike. Though there are evil ones among the walking ones, there are good ones also. Does walking one fill in well? It's not that, it's... this one would know. What brings walking one to this place? Came to this one's rescue at Neuraxia's bidding. Then this one owes walking one a debt of gratitude. Walking one has questions about Lord Ramu. Then this one will provide answers. But first, let these ones quit this lightless place. I was thinking the same thing. This one will return to Little Solace. When walking one is ready, please come and see this one. These ones may speak properly then. Will do. Then it is settled. Let this one accompany walking one outside. All right then. He shall go. And now I can zoom back in. All right. So it looks like we have to report to the innkeeper, I think is who that is. Or the barkeep, I guess. Not sure if it's more than a barkeep. It's definitely a barkeep, but I don't know if it's an innkeeper as well. Yeah, this is just a bar. Alright. Oh, you're back. Tell me the Sylph Elder as well. Thank the gods for that. I don't rightly know what to make of the rest of your tale, but I'm full glad Ffxiv didn't come to any harm. But there I go tempting fate. Run over to Little Solace and secure us peace with the Sylphs before aught else befalls us, huh? Rest assured, I'll send word to our friends of Charlayan and Twin Adder both. You've done Gridania a great service this day, lass, and earned yourself a place of honor here at the Druthers in so doing. Be sure and come whenever you feel like dropping whenever you feel like a drop of quick iron fire water. Alright. Set the buddy, because all the equipment is too low of a level. Say, friend, there's something I'd like to ask you to see delivered to the Sylphs of Little Solace. This is Zema Rose Oil. It is a gift to celebrate the safe return of their tribe elder, and a token of Gridania's desire to unite. The wood is not what it once was. The calamity changed the elementals, weakened them. Until their strength is returned, we must lend them ours to keep the wood safe. But ours alone will not be enough. We must have the strength of the Sylphs as well. Only by working together and fighting together will we survive together. And the 12 woods with us. The gift I ask you to bear is a symbol of the hope that both Gridanian and Sylph alike will live to see the light beyond this darkness. Alright, back to Little Solace, which is over here. So we'll just teleport there and continue on. Hopefully I don't have to worry about another dungeon for a while. Like, I don't mind one or two dungeons at most per session, but they do take up a lot of time, and I don't know. I mean, granted, that one had some story to drop in it, so that one was worthwhile. Although, like, the dungeon itself seemed pretty bland for the information that it was providing. A gift from Walking One Buscaron. A gift for these ones. Here we are, some rose oil. Such a lovely scent. This one has never smelled anything like this before. Walking One Buscaron and the Adventuring Ones are very kind. Know that this one is deeply grateful. Many Walking Ones are scary. Many Walking Ones utter many lies and much deception. But this one is moved. Let all these ones be friends forever. Oh, and that's just the quest. Okay. Right, we're still at level 24. This one has been expecting Walking One. This one fetches Elder One. And here she is. This one is pleased to see Walking One again. Welcome to the home of these ones. I see, they've just been sitting around waiting for me to return. Ah, there you are, Yoko. We have just been hearing tell of your deeds of daring do. Well done. Ah, the Walking One aided Neuraxia. This one is grateful. A pleasure to have been of service. If you do not mind my asking, how did your misadventure come about? This one does not mind. Misadventures, as Walking One calls them, of this one began when Imperial Ones entered the woods. Fearing trouble, these ones decided to watch Imperial Ones closely. But these ones watched too closely, and Imperial Ones noticed and tried to catch these ones. Having nowhere else to hide, this one fled into Totorak. Would that this one had not. In Totorak, a sinister one robed in black tried to feed this one to a many-legged one. The sinister one robed in black? I don't have the feeling I should be more worried about that than I am. Elder Ffxiv, we have come to you as emissaries of the nation of Gridania. This missive bears the words of the Elder Seed Seer. And we're finally getting back to the reason why we're here. This one sees. So, walking ones of Gridania are fearful of Lord Rama. Plainly put, yes. Your people summon the Lord of Levin but once, yet that single occurrence occasioned great alarm. But it's not as if the Gridanians dislike you or anything. Actually, it's just the opposite. They think of you as friends, and they don't want anything to get in the way of that. That's why the Elder Seed Seer wrote to you. This one well knows and respects the Horned One. Kanesena. Be assured, like walking ones of Gridania, these ones have no desire for conflict. Horned One. Does she have horns? I'll have to look next time I am meeting with her. These ones restored to... Sorry. These ones resorted to summoning Lord Ramu to protect the wood from Imperial ones. This one counseled against doing so, but was not heeded. Against this one's wishes, Lord Ramu was summoned. All those ones who took part became touched ones. This one wants so desperately to turn touched ones back to normal ones, but did not know how, and still do not know. And that's a very big beard. Touched ones, meanwhile, wanted to turn these ones into touched ones, and did know how. So this one fled to the Little Solace with all those ones who did not wish to be bound to Lord Rama. But walking ones of Gridania needed not fear touched ones or Lord Rama. Unlike other primal ones, Lord Rama is not callous and cruel. So long as walking ones do not trespass on those one's ancestral homeland, where touched ones reside, walking ones will not suffer thunderous judgment. So it sounds like Ramu's just content to be where he is. But this one has spoken enough of touched ones. This one would speak instead of these ones. As this one said, these ones desire peace with walking ones in Gridania. And so these ones ask for a chance to set things right. By way of an addendum, mortals who are tempered come to take on the qualities embodied by the primal in question. In the case of the Sylphs, Ramu's influence has made them fiercely protective of their homeland. That explains why they're so hostile towards trespassers. But what about the abductions? A fine question, Ida. The abductions are, I believe, an expression of the tempered Sylph's desire for reconciliation, another quality traditionally associated with Rama. In the crudest manner imaginable, they seek to bring their fellows back into the fold, a timely reminder that the challenges posed by each primal are unique. Elder Ffxiv, we thank you for making your will known to us. The people of Gridania will rest easier in the knowledge that they and the Sylphs are united in their desire for peace. Wishing to cooperate, this one has written down the feelings of these ones. Please see that these feelings are conveyed to Horned One Kanesena. Alright. And with that, I believe we can lay the matter of Rama to rest. That Sylph Elder is very reasonable, I must say. Could learn a lot from him. Was that a jibe? If so, I feel it only fair to observe that one of us wouldn't recognize reason if it punched her on the nose. Did I say fair? I meant reasonable. Anyway, we're going to head back to the Waking Sands and tell Menphilia all about it. I told you that's going to get me every time. Fear not, we will be sure to mention the instrumental part you played in all of this. And while we see to that, we should appreciate it if you would deliver Ffxiv's missive to the Adder's Nest. So back to Gridania I go. Elder Ffxiv, we humbly thank you for your time. It has been an honor. The honor is this one's. Together, let the walking ones of Gridania and these ones find a way to live in peace. Please wait, Walking One Yoko. Hey, you actually use my name. This one has yet to give Walking One a token of this one's appreciation. Oh, it's a crystal. When these ones summoned Lord Rama, these ones were gifted this crystal. This one would now bestow the crystal upon Walking One as a symbol of these ones' trust. So now we're getting a lightning crystal to go with the fire crystal, and I forget what the first one we got was. I guess blue is either water or ice. It's a darker blue, so I'm going to go with water. This one was not mistaken about the Walking One. It's a bit curious to know what exactly happens here when that happens there. Obviously something happened because the Elder was shielding their face against whatever was going on. So probably a bright flash of light or something. I don't know. Walking One is destined to walk a fate far crueler than this one can imagine. Brilliant light from within Walking One enveloped the crystal. This one saw. Okay, so they are telling me what just happened on this end. Mark this one well. That crystal will one day be of use to Walking One. Walking One must keep that crystal safe at all times. I don't know how much safer I can keep it other than in a realm that I don't know how to get to. Before Walking One returns to Gridania, this one would ask Walking One to watch Touched Ones. So long as Touched Ones are not troubled, Touched Ones will not make trouble. If Walking One witnesses Touched Ones making no trouble, mayhap Walking One can testify to Walking Ones of Gridania that these ones mean no harm. This is starting to get to me, just like the other creatures were. This one's homeland is fraught with danger. This one marks down safe places to look out for Touched Ones. Alright, stand, look out east. Okay, so we're going back over here. Which originally was where I thought we were going to begin with. But no. This is apparently a more dangerous area. Probably just beyond this point. And maybe they're sending me over here to do just that and see that. Yeah, level 40. And we do look out. No? Did it not work? Um, Is this not working? It's interesting that there are there we go. Cancelled. There we go. Seems the bots are getting in the way. There are tempered sylphs in the distance. You do not sense that they pose danger if left alone. Again, if I was playing this on my own, I would report these people. But for now, I don't really think that's gonna do much of anything. So, off I go. Maybe I'll come back in between sessions and do it. I don't know. And here we are, reporting back. Ah, if it isn't Yoko. How went the meeting with the sylphs? Lot longer than it needed to be. A missive from the Sylph Elder himself, if I may. So the sylphs have no desire for conflict, nor do they intend to summon Ramo. And so long as we leave the Tempered Ones be, we need not fear any aggression on their part. The Elder Seed Seer will be overjoyed to hear that the sylphs have welcomed our overtures, and in the knowledge that they bear us no ill will. We may channel our resources toward tackling the most conspicuous threats to our security. You have done this nation a great service, my friend. On behalf of all Gridanians, I give you my thanks. Alright, we're getting more teleports to Vesper Bay, okay? The Sylphic folk have long been friends to Gridania. The mere thought of being at war with them pained the Elder Seed Seer to no end. But owing to your efforts, she will be able to rest easier. Being the benevolent soul that she is, my lady will surely try to find a way to reverse the tempering process. Once again, I thank you. Had the Scions of the Seventh Dawn not offered to mediate between our peoples, suspicion and doubt may well have led us into needless conflict. Pray pass on my regards to Lady Memphilia. Hello? Hello, Yoko? Can you hear me? It is I, Memphilia. Perfect timing. Ida and Papalimo returned some while ago. They wasted no time in regaling me with the tale of your exploits. Thanks in large to you, the name of one primal may be struck from our list of enemies, and the Gridanians may turn their attention to more pressing matters. Well done. Yet the end of one's tale is but the start of another. Pray return to the walking sands. I'm just going to call it the walking sands from here on out, okay? You know, that's just how it's going to be. At your earliest convenience, I would apprise you of the present situation in person. Alright. And away I go. This city is in fact where I learned how to do the clothing stuff. Alright, Tataru. Well, if it isn't my favorite adventurer, welcome back, Yoko. Lady Minfilia awaits you within the Solar. Please enter at your leisure. Sure thing. I am given to understand that the matter of Ramu has finally been resolved. We've got everyone here now. I fear resolved bespeaks a permanence we cannot rightly claim. Yet I am well satisfied that the Lord of Levin will not trouble us in the foreseeable future. Your satisfaction is assurance enough for me. How fares the investigation? Well enough. Thancred is sparing no effort. There are many and one, just as you suspected. Their purpose, however, eludes us still. No need to talk in code when you're among friends. Just say it outright. But okay, I see. I have been meaning to ask, but is Alice quite well? I feel as if I have scarcely seen her in recent days. Oh, you haven't, and nor have I, alas. Alice has chosen to walk her own path, stubborn girl, but you may be assured that our destination remains the same. And on that note, I take my leave of you. I trust the Baldessian report will serve you well. I take it we can proceed as discussed. Why do you ask? You scarcely need my permission to act. And so we meet again. It's good to see you again, Yoko. I've been looking forward to congratulating you on your triumph in the Twelveswood. Owing to your efforts, conflict has been averted. Truly, you have done the Scions proud. With that, we can strike Ramu from the list. So who's next? The Sahagin and the Leviathan? The Lord of the World has not answered his minion's call of late, nor is he expected to do so in the near future. While the Sahagin remain as aggressive as ever, they lack the quantity of crystals required to call forth their god. As with the Sylphs, we can leave them to their own devices. For a time, at least. For a time, bears repeating. We can ill afford to fall complacent. It is as Y'shtola says. Unless we know the minds of the beast tribes, we cannot predict with any certainty when the next primal will return to plague the land. This being the case, we must proceed with as much haste as prudence allows. Any word on Titan? The Maelstrom keeps the kobolds under constant observation. We shall hear from them ere long, you may depend on it. Indeed. So then, of all the known primals that have been active in recent times, we're left with... Gridania. Garuda, who is the primal of Ixal, who live near Gridania. Yes, that's what I meant. So many malms to cover. Would that there were a more efficient way to conduct our surveys. Were he still with us, we should not long have wanted for a more practicable solution. She's not wrong there. Where in the world are you, Chief? But one sure step at a time. Henceforth, the Order of the Twin Adder will handle all matters pertaining to the Sylphs, under the sage guidance of the Seedseers. I bid you all enjoy a moment's respite. You have earned it. Off they go. Except for me, apparently. Is there something else, Yoko? I'm explaining something. Beg your pardon? Oh, I'm talking about, La Habrea. A man named La Habrea, sporting a red mask and robed in black. 12 Preserve. Prior to the calamity, the Ashians took great pains to remain hidden. Why would they choose to cast off their veil of secrecy now? Gods, this bodes ill. We must take advantage of the present lull in primal hostilities and investigate this La Habrea. Learn all we can from him and his designs. I dread to think... Mere resounding shriek from Tataru. Tataru. As we rush to the rescue. Oh, Sylph has followed us. A Sylph in Thanalan? At long last, this one finds walking one Yoko. This one is most dependable of these ones, is sent by Elder One Ffxiv to help walking ones. This one is called Neuraxia. This one comes as a friend. Let these ones be friends. I was hoping we were done with the Sylphs for a bit, but I guess not. Pleasure to meet you, Neuraxia. Alright, so what are we doing now? Speak with Menphilia again. Alright. Back into the solar we go. Yes, Tataru is as ready to express her fright as she is to express everything else. Not all of us are forged in the same steel as you, I'm afraid. But it takes all kinds to make a family, and it pleases me to no end to see ours continue to grow. One by one, the people of Eorzea are beginning to unite, Yoko, drawn to the hope that shines within you. Yet a darkness threatens to engulf this light. Never have I doubted the Ashian's presence, but that they have grown so brazen as to carry out their work in plain sight fills me with a sense of deep foreboding. Well, moving on, it seems. I'm afraid there is no rest for the weary, Yoko. We must delve further into the motivations of the masked man, the Ascian known as La Habrea. This is an ideal moment to do so, while our hands are not bound dealing with another primal. The Sylph arrival just kind of like. Are we doing nothing? Like. I don't know. I guess it just meant that we now have a Sylph to talk to here for some reason. At present, we know little and less about the Ascians, only that the destruction follows in their wake. I should not be surprised if these beings are behind the chaos that racks the realms. If my fears prove to be reality, we must do all in our power to stop them. Not to mention the Empire at the borders and whatnot, too. Or within the borders, I suppose, is more accurate. Earlier, I sent word to each Grand Company to solicit cooperation. The Immortal Flames responded in the effect that they have information on a potential sighting. This is intelligence that we can ill afford to ignore. Go speak with Flame Commander Swift at the Hall of Flames in Ul'dah to inquire further. How you go about the investigation thereafter, I leave wholly to your discretion. Whatever you do, never forget that we are dealing with the unknown. You cannot take too many precautions. Be safe, Yoko. Will do. So if we're going to Ul'dah, we can just go ahead and return. Back to Ul'dah for free. And it's in fact right over here that we need to be. The Masked Man? Ah, you come on behalf of the Scions, of course. Yes, as we've already relayed to Lady Menphilia, there has been a sighting of this rogue near... Sorry, I'm having trouble reading this for some reason. There has been a sighting of this rogue near about eastern Thanalan. A brass blade stationed at Highbridge described him in detail when he alerted us to suspicious activity. I would point to you the witness, but I'm afraid he died not 2 days ago, slain by a marauding horde of Kakarin. Fate can be a cruel mistress. But do not be too quick to despair. Being situated on a trade route, Highbridge sees its fair share of travelers. Folk are always coming and going, and some among them may well have caught a glimpse of your target. Could do worse than to speak with a merchant named Hihibaru. The fellow's always starved for customers, and he'd no doubt welcome your attention, whether or not you have the coin in mind to spend it. Alright, to Highbridge we go, which is eastern Thanalan. So, Drybone it is. Alright. On we go. Oh, I suppose another thing that happened during the week is I found a place to buy some Gisal greens. So I can summon my Chocobo in a fight whenever I need to. Seems our destination is not too far away. Just right next to the bridge. Welcome to Highbridge, adventurer. Whatever you seek, I, Hihibaru, can provide it. Probably. You're after a masked man? I'm not sure I have one of those in stock. Oh, you're after a masked man. Why didn't you say so sooner? Such an individual might have featured in one of the many rumors I've heard. When the Order of Nalthal began excavating the ruins below, I had hopes that Highbridge would turn into a bustling hub for pilgrims. But thanks to the nigh endless beastman raids, folk are too afraid to come within a malm of here. I sold everything I owned to get my venture started, and I'm loath to give up. Without making an earnest effort to stick it out. But if things keep going as they are, I'll be bankrupt before the moon is through. Whining won't do me any good, though. No, for my business to survive, I need business. Speaking of which, perhaps you'd like to browse my wares. Spend a bit of coin to help a struggling merchant. The masked man? Thal, take your bloody masked man. I know what I said before, but vague rumors are all I've got. If you want to know about him, go and ask the other merchants. All right then, I shall. I've heard tell of a masked devil. Seems he's been appearing not only around Highbridge, but elsewhere around Thanalan too. Enough folk have reported seeing him to convince me he's more than a figment of the imagination. But little is known about him otherwise. So here's the thing, though. Like, they're kind of secretive and doing their own thing, or he is. I know that there's two of them, or was two of them. But where's my destination? Oh, it's up here. Got it. But they sure don't really stay out of sight all that well. Maybe they just don't care if they get seen. I don't know. On the trail of a masked man, I've heard of him, but only in hushed tones and faint whispers. It's said he wears a black hooded robe and looks right suspicious. And that's all about all I can say, little though it is. And finally over here, got another merchant on this side of the bridge. Have I seen a masked man wearing a dark robe? No, I haven't, nor do I wish to. Business is bad enough without shady characters lurking about. Folk have been giving Highbridge a wide berth because of all the Cairn raids. None but the most devout pilgrims are willing to come here anymore. And now back to the first merchant. Judging by your expression, I take you didn't learn much of use. Look, I'm sorry for my rudeness earlier. It's just that things are tough for us merchants at the moment. The Cairn raids are so constant, so organized, we're beginning to suspect that someone is orchestrating it all. I tend to put my own welfare first, like most of us do. But that doesn't mean I'm a bad person. I promise to keep an eye out for your masked man. If I see or hear anything, you'll be the first to know. And I got some salmon dye for some reason. I finally got some honest-to-God's information on your masked man. Why so confident? Because I saw him with my own two eyes. Did you see him over my shoulder or something? I Was he back there to the west? Between the times that I just talked to you? I was out for an evening stroll, minding my own business, when I noticed a column of smoke rising from a cliff over at Thal's Respite. Curious, I took myself to find... Sorry, curious, I took myself there to find a masked man. Your masked man, I'm sure of it, standing by a fire. As if in answer, some Kikaran appeared soon after, and the group began talking at length. I'm afraid I was too far of earshot to hear much of anything. After the group had dispersed, an idea came to me. If you were to use this smoldering coal to start a fire, you might be able to arrange a similar meeting. It would be dangerous, I shouldn't doubt, but you've proven yourself more than a match for a pack of rats. So what do you think? That's some sound reliable information, even if I do say so myself. Well, worth all the lingering about you've been doing, wouldn't you say? Possibly. It's certainly sending me in this direction. Although I'm not sure why I need a smoldering coal. I could probably just have started a fire at any point. It's not like I wouldn't be able to build a fire. I'm an adventurer after all, right? Nothing else, I have like these fire crystals that I could probably click together to make fire. Or, you know, if I wasn't so lazy and only had one combat class, I could switch over to being a black mage and just use the spell fire. Oh well, this is perfectly fine. I also didn't realize it was so far out here, or I would have out this way. Oh, but I do see a purple glow, so that means combat. So, here we go. You're not a Kikaran. Oh, there's two people standing on top of each other. Got it. There we go. Alright. Now I run back. This time, much faster. Well, I say much faster. I don't actually know how much faster mounts are. Might just be 50% faster, for all I know. Still, 50% is a decent amount faster. Back so soon? Were you able to find any clues leading to your masked man? Ward of Destroyer. The scroll. It bears a prayer to Ralgar, the Destroyer. In case you're unfamiliar, Ralgar is the guardian deity of Alamigo, which is currently under Garlean rule. It's highly uncommon for folk of other nations to revere him. I'd wager my last guild that your assailant was Alamigan. It seems this masked man of yours is very well connected. I must confess, the merchant enemy envies such a diverse network of contacts. That self-same merchant also senses danger ahead, and darkness besides. Are you certain you'd rather not take things nice and slow here at Highbridge? Fairly certain. Sunset orange dye. The Alamegan bandit you had a run-in with is somehow connected to your masked man of mystery. So it stands to reason that if you want to pick up the trail again, you should head towards Little Alamigo over in southern Thalan. Just so you know what to expect, the settlement is the favored destination for those refugees who couldn't, well, adapt to life in Ul'dah. The hearts of the denizens are said to be as barren as the wasteland they live in, and for all intents and purposes, it is a lawless place. Be prepared for a not-so-warm welcome. Now, I'm not certain how much help she will be, but it just so happens I have a daughter who has relocated to Little Alamigo. Her name is Hihira, and it shouldn't hurt to seek her out first. And while you have her attention, I'd be obliged if you could send my love. Not a day goes by that I don't think of her. I suppose this is it, then. I'd hoped that you would linger here for a while. Cull some fiends, spend some coin, what have you. But something tells me you're destined for greater things. Whatever it is, wherever it is you end up, I wish you the best. And we are headed to Little Alamigo, which I have already been to because that is where the pugilist quests end up. So it is just a quick trip over here, and it looks like they were out at the entrance waiting for us or something. Or maybe the intro chamber, I guess. Here we are. Why, yes. Hihibaru's my father. He said what? I wish I could be a better daughter to him. But it's just that... Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't bother you with our family matters. But I am grateful for you delivering the message. Now then, what brings you here? A masked man? I'm afraid that the description doesn't ring any bells. But one of the others here may have seen something. I would recommend you first speak with Gundabald, the leader of the settlement. I must warn you, though, he isn't exactly accommodating to outsiders. You know, he's right over there. He probably heard you say that. But, whatever. Here we are. Who are you? State your business, and be quick about it. I am this person, this is my business, and this is why I'm here. Looking for a masked villain, you say? And why should we help you? We struggle enough without having to answer the whim of every outsider. You are not welcome here. Be gone. No, and that's the quest. Alright, away I go, I guess. Nope, the quest continues over here. Much further in. Apparently I decide to go talk to, what, the second in command? Oh, just a flame commander. Well met, adventurer. I'm Gisilbert, head of security here at Alamigo. At Little Alamigo. Sorry, Alamigo is a different place. I heard tell that you had business with Gundabald. Knowing the bristly old bear, I don't doubt he told you to leave. Owing to their hardships, the refugees don't trust anyone but themselves. Not even my men and I can get so much as a word of thanks out of them, despite watching this place day and night. But thanks or no, I try to help my fellow man where I can. and you seem a decent sort. If you tell me what brought you here, might be as I can lend a hand. On the trail of a masked villain, you say? Can't say that sounds familiar, but I have men on lookout for Amalja to the south here. If there's been any suspicious activity, they are like to have seen it. I had a mind to take them each cup of sweet Thanalon tea so as to lift their spirits. If you would run this little errand in my stead, they'd be all the more willing to tell you what they know. Ah, yes. The usual take this delivery to the people out here and learn what they have to say. We've done this mission a time or two already. Who are you? I'm trying to conserve energy here, so leave me alone. Oh, here, have some tea. Well, ain't you considerate? My thanks, friend. What's that? Masked villain? Hiding among the refugees? Like as not. Me compatriots as live here go about as though they're dead on their feet. 'Tis near impossible to tell what's on their minds. For all I know, they're all up to no good. I mean, fair enough. And then down over here, across the bridge. You there, are you an Amalja? No. And carry on. No, you know if I was an Amalja, I would be a hulking lizard creature about 5 feet taller than you. Well, I suppose they don't use feet in here. I forget what their measurement system is. Malms is for miles or kilometers or something. Anyway, here's your tea. Ah, this sophisticated aroma. It has been forever since I had a drop of sweet Thanalon. I'm going to enjoy this. What? A masked man? Don't know, don't care. Unless he's got dark, scaly skin, stands 10 fulms. That's what I was looking for. 10 fulms tall, and has the face of a lizard, then I don't give a care. Well, then you would have noticed that I am not 10 fulms tall. In fact, I'm not sure if any of the races are that tall. Maybe the lion race? I don't know. Shoo, don't bother me. If the Amalja overrun us, I'm blaming you. Well, here, have some tea. At least then you won't be thirsty when they run you over. For me, you shouldn't have. Sorry. A suspicious masked man? As a matter of fact, I caught a glimpse of someone fitting that description during patrol. Well, I couldn't quite make out whether it was a man or not, but with the mask and the robe. But assuming it was a he was talking with some Alamegans. I assumed he was one of them. Oh, wait. That's right. So, I'm getting little Alamigo and Alamigo mixed up. So Alamigo is under Empire control. Little Alamigo is where all those refugees from Alamigo are staying. Got it. And if I recall, like not east of here, this kind of goes to a dead end. But somewhere like over here, I think is where, oh, hi? Nope, I'm not part of this. Leave me alone. somewhere, maybe up here, Garabania. Or possibly, like, okay, here is the entirety of the map. I don't know why these eastern areas are unshrouded for the moment. I shouldn't have access to them. They are much further in the story than I'm at currently. But, yeah. So, I guess if I go back to the map here. Sorry. This is the Empire. Right smack in the middle of everything. And I believe somewhere over here is Alam. Yeah. It's hard, like, the lettering is hard to read, but they do actually spell out things like this is Gridania, this is Alamigo. Corthus and Dravania are not of worry at the moment. This is Limsa Laminsa. It's hard to read the map. They do actually spell out the places, just the lettering is in a font that is very difficult to read. And I don't know if they were trying to be fancy about it or what. Like, were they trying to make it look like a different language? I have no idea. But that's how it is. At least it's not like Pokemon, where the language is, in fact, unreadable. Alright. Ah, you're back. So did my lookouts have aught to share with you? That doesn't... That doesn't sound like much to go by. If you're to get any further in your investigation, seems to me you'll need the cooperation of the Alamegans. For this, you'll need to win their trust, and that won't be an easy task. No kidding. You're telling me you haven't done it yet, so... Oh, we're getting some more dye for this. So, you're determined to press on with your investigation. Then I have some advice to offer. As I said before, you won't get far without their trust. And the best way to win that trust is to get a compatriot of theirs, someone they respect, to vouch for you. Coin does the talking in Ul'dah, but Alamegans are bound by something far stronger, if not as tangible, and a common purpose. That, excuse me. That purpose is, of course, the liberation of their home from the Garlands. Gundabald belongs to the Alamegan resistance, so your best bet would be someone who's part of the same crew. If you know any well-connected people, might want to start by asking them. Speak with Menphilia. Hey, why can't I use the little communication that she uses to talk to me? No, I gotta take this way. I have to teleport and talk to her in person. This is something that I think it was City of Heroes. Like, sure, it's an old MMO that isn't around anymore. But I think, like, City of Heroes is one of those MMOs that got a lot of things right. Sure, they also got a lot of things wrong. Obviously, because, well, they aren't around anymore. I don't know if it's because... I don't know the reasoning why they no longer are around. Maybe they just didn't have enough people wanting to play. I don't know. But one of the things you could do is when you go to a quest person and do a few quests for them, that person then says, hey, you know what? Since it seems like we're going to be interacting with each other for a bit more often than just once or twice, here's my number. Call me on your cell phone and you can get missions from me that way. And you could just call them up from anywhere and be like, yeah, I'd like a mission. And they would, of course, give you one. Whereas this, you actually have to go back and talk face to face, but that's fine. Welcome back, Yoko. How fares the investigation? I see. Given all that they have suffered, it is of little wonder the Almegans refugees have lost faith in their fellow man. They have had their homeland taken from them, and for the past 2 decades have had to see it remain in the enemy's clutches. Okay, so the Garleans have been around for 2 decades, at least, possibly longer. So that is an answer to one of the questions I had earlier. Because I didn't think that they just arrived 5 years ago and caused the catastrophe, or cataclysm, or whatever they're calling it. But for at least 2 decades, they've been around. To compound matters, none of the 3 city-states have the means to take in all those who were displaced. As a result, a great many Alamegans now live in the margins of society, suffering poverty and discrimination. Would that more could be done to ease the hardships? I fear that nothing short of reclaiming their homeland would be a lasting solution. But let us deal with one problem at a time. Returning to the matter of your investigation, it just so happens that there is an Alamegan native among the Scions. I should be pleased to introduce him to you. Who is it? It's 41. Your Alamegan comrades is named Harrybert. He joined our cause in the hopes that he might find a way to liberate his homeland. While he spares no effort towards the endeavor, I have no doubt that he would be glad to assist you. If I recall correctly, he's currently between missions. Try looking for him in the storage area. Nope, those aren't doors. Those looked kind of like doors to begin with. So out this way we go. I haven't actually looked around the place, so at least not this playthrough. Like, I know that these other areas existed, I just didn't think there was any reason to visit these other parts. Because I don't think you can actually... I guess they do talk to you. But... oh, and there's Biggs and Wedge. Orion J. Ida and Papalima. Okay, everyone's here. And a shop, it seems. What do we have here? Potions, dark matter, and music. Okay. Yeah, if it isn't Yoko Moriana, the Scion's rising star. Is there aught I can do for you? Oh, yes. Yes, there is. You wish to win the trust of the people of Little Alamigo? That is a daunting task, my friend, even for our own countrymen. I would like nothing more than to help, but I'm afraid my name no longer carries weight with that lot. I used to be a member of the Alamegan resistance, you see, but I left in favor of joining the Scions. Though my allegiance may have shifted, my purpose remains ever the same, the liberation of Alamigo. Yet, whatever my reasons were, I abandoned my comrades, and they'll have nothing to do with me. Now, while I may have no more friends in the Resistance, I know someone who does. Her name is Albreda, and she is a resident of Quarrymill. Say my name when you meet her, and she won't lead you astray. Quarrymill. Where is that? In the Shroud. South Shroud, in fact. A expensive teleport. Hello there. You want me to introduce you to the Resistance? Why should I do that? Give me just one reason. Because I would like an introduction. Isn't that a reason? Haribert is sent you? A worthless person. He abandoned his comrades, his woman, and now he has the gall to ask me for a favor. Simply incredible. I realize he was only doing what he felt was right. He's a good man, and if he trusts you, then that's all I need to know. You see that person there? That's Meffred, a captain of the Resistance. I hope he can give you what you need. I don't know. Maybe. That person there. There we are. Good thing I can see everybody's names. Hello there. I am Meffred, proud man of the Almegan Resistance. What business do you have with me, adventurer? Captain, it's Galleon, sir. His wound's gone and festered and he's burning up. I don't think he's got much time. I asked the villagers for aid, got on my knees and begged, but they refused to lift a finger. If Galleon dies, his blood is on their hands. These Quarrymill cravens would turn a blind eye to our plight, but they might listen to Albreda. I fear my anger will prevent me from rightly convincing anyone at the moment. I realize we scarce know each other, but this is a matter of life and death. Please, adventurer, go to her and try. I mean, you say your anger will prevent you from convincing anyone, but you've apparently convinced me. Then again, I don't have a choice. Oh, I don't have a choice if I want to continue the story. One of Meffred's is in bad shape, you say? I'm sorry, but there's naught I can do. I want to help. Truly I do. They're my countrymen, after all. Does that mean going against the elementals' will? I've been at Quarrymill long enough to know how terrible the beings can be. I couldn't forgive myself if everyone gets banished because of me. If there's anyone who can help you, it'd be Charlene, the Hamlet's resident healer. If you take the matter to her, might be as she'll listen, though I won't get my hopes up. I mean, you'd think the matter would already be taken to her, but, you know. Also, this is the place, the expeditionary captain that gives you the mission to go on the roguelite type dungeon. But it looks like I don't have access to it at the moment. You wish to aid the Alamegans? You're possessed of a kind heart, adventurer, but I'm afraid I have not the authority to grant you your wish. The authority belongs only to the elementals, eternal guardians of the Twelveswood. All outsiders, be they babes or men grown, are judged of a night whether they may have a place between the boughs. Alas, the Alamegans' petition has been denied. Harsh though it may seem, they do not have leave to receive the wood's bounty. Ever has it been since time immemorial, and ever shall it be. Right? I'm not exactly sure what the elementals are. That's how it is to be, then? The healer might as well kill Gallian herself. Spit on the elementals and spit on their will. I cannot wait until the resistance is free of this place. Alright. Next up, we've got... Led my men to Quarry Mill hoping to find refuge. Instead, we found indifference. The cold-blooded people here want us out, and I can't oblige them soon enough. The problem is, some of mine aren't fit to travel. Gallian can't even stand. Yeah, I kind of got that from the earlier exchange. As you well know, the people of this accursed hamlet won't help us, so I've no choice but turn to you, adventurer, which you should have just asked right off the bat, you know? In my homeland, long antelope horn is a traditional remedy with poison-purging properties. If you could bring me, say, 4 horns, I'd forever be in your debt. Alright. Antelope horns it is. Shouldn't be too difficult. Assuming I get 1 from each antelope, even though they do have 2 horns per antelope. Makes you wonder what happens to the second horn. Are there only 3 out here? Nope, there's one way up there. Okay. That's all fine then. Oh, but there's a bunch of goblins right there too. Let's not anger them. Even though I don't think it'd be a problem. There we go. But seriously though, that is a slight gripe I have about mini games is, it's like, yeah, go get this many of a thing, and you go to it, and like in the case of the antelope, they've got 2 horns. Well, I need 4 horns. So I should be able to just get 4 horns from 2 antelope. But no, I get 1. Ah, you're back. Tell me you've got 4 horns with you. I do indeed. You're a godsend, adventurer. Praise Ralger. There's at least 1 woman in this place who gives a darn. Now we just need to find a way to prepare them. You wouldn't happen to know a man named Buscaron, would you? Some comrades of mine told me about him once. They said he never turns away folk in need, no matter where they're from. Seeing as he runs a tavern, he's like to have the tools to make the medicine. I'd be grateful if you could take the horns over to him and have them ground down. When that is done, bring the powder back and give it to Faramund here. Godspeed. You know, if you've heard that about him, then why didn't you go to his place first? Like, I know right now you can't travel because of your friend that is wounded and can't travel. But it sounds like you have been here for a while. So maybe you should have gone to him long before now. But, yeah, like, I've had instances like in, I think Fallout is a game that suffers from this as well. Like, you go up to a bush or a plant of some sort, like a corn plant. You see like 3 stalks of corn, or 3 ears of corn on the stalk, and you harvest 1 ear of corn. But anyway, I won't linger on that anymore. It's just a gripe I have got. Yoko, ever sigh for sore eyes. How fares the adventuring? Rolling in the coin like there's no tomorrow, no doubt. You got something to show me? 1,000,000 coins? No. 4 horns, please grind them down into a powder. Well, these look like good old antelope horns. Need them ground down to make a medicine, you say? Here's a better idea. I'll give you some of the stuff I have in my stores. I'm no stranger to the remedy. Alamegan friend once used it to treat my festering wounds. Years and years ago. Safe to say, saved my life. What's that? This is for an Alamegan soldier in quarry mill? So it comes full circle. Well, I hope it helps the person so as needs it. Oh, and don't worry your little head about payment. I still owe you a deal more than you owe me, I reckon. Alright. So, I guess he'll just take the horns to make into more medicine, to replace what he is handing over to me. Seems fair. And with 4 whole horns, I assume he's going to be able to make more medicine than he has given away. But I don't know. Oh, we've got lightning in the skies again. But it's not really stormy at the moment, so I don't think Odin is anywhere nearby. That, and there's not nearly enough people looking for Odin at the moment. It is well to see you returned. Have you the medicine for our brother? Yes. Yes, I do. Gods bless you, adventurer. I see that Galleon receives treatments at once. Hopefully, this will allow the captain to rest easier. It's been a terrible burden on him, trying to keep every man alive. You've done us a great kindness, friend. These are still, yeah, like level 26. So we'll just take the money and move on. Adventurer, Galleon has gone missing. He's nowhere to be found. He shouldn't be walking about, not with those wounds. If he doesn't get the proper medicine and rest, his condition's likely to deteriorate to where it was before, or worse. We need you to help us find him, quickly. Start by asking Albreda. She might be has the woman seen something. Finally. It's about time you came asking about Galleon. I watched him leave Quarry Mills some time ago, and he left me the sealed letter before he went off. Made me swear not to open it until someone came asking. You could have said something. My brothers, I cannot bear to be a burden any longer. That is why I must leave you all. Do not worry for me, just find your way safely to Little Alamigo. Or are they trying to get to Little Alamigo? I suppose that geographically that would make sense. I Alamigo is to the northeast, or maybe east of here, and they're trying to go southwest to Thanalan. Would that I'd known what he was thinking, I'd have stopped the folly myself. The love Galleon bears for his brother is so strong he's willing to sacrifice himself for them. Make no mistake, entering the wood in his weakened state is suicide. Out in the wilds? Alone? That fool. The great big sentimental fool. My men and I will scour the woods for Galleon. Please help us find him before something terrible happens. Well, lucky for you, I have an omnipotent arrow that guides me directly towards the destination. And here we are. Watch out, a goblin. Oh no, a goblin. Is that it? That's it. All right. Galleon. Captain, but why? You should all be on your way. What do you take us for? Well, we're Alamegans, and Alamegans never forsake one another. Remember the oath we swore. The oath to reclaim our homeland. We'll set foot on Alamegan soil again, together, or not at all. Do you understand me? Yes, sir. Good. Let us return to our brothers. Oh, and don't even think that you'll get off lightly. As soon as you're healed, I'll give you such a thorough thrashing you'll wish we didn't find you. I can't thank you enough for saving Galleon. I will see you back at Quarry Mill. Very well. Back to Quarry Mill. Just a quick little jaunt. Again, I know that this is supposed to just be a representation of distances. Like, it's not actually 5 feet out from the gate that he got lost. Galleon's expected to make a full recovery. We'll linger here till he's strong enough to take to the road again. As much as I mislike this place, beggars can't be choosers. Now that things are relatively settled, I seem to recall you wanted something of me. You've proven a true friend to my people. Ask me anything and it's yours, so long as it's mine to give. Cooperation of the people of Alamigo? That's all? Far be it from me to question your desires, of course. Very well. I will provide you with a letter to show to Gundabald. I'm going to get that name wrong a lot. The old bear was my mentor when I first joined the Resistance. He's intimidating to those who don't know him, but he takes care of his own. I've no doubt that he will do all in his power to aid you. Alright. We shall return to Little Alamigo and give this letter to him. Although, really, I think if we had just performed this type of duty around here, it would have amounted to the same thing, you know. Not so certain. Required us to go all the way there. But whatever. got what we needed. Why have you returned? You're not welcome here. I thought I made that clear. Hey, you spoke with Meffred? It's been so long since I last heard from him. I had feared him dead. 12s be praised. Whoever you are, Meffred sees you as a friend, and any friend of Meffred is a friend of mine. I know of this masked stranger you seek, and I will tell you what I can. That was a quick quest. Quick and easy 20,000 experience. And we're getting more dies. An outsider resembling your masked stranger has reported appearing near Little Alamigo of late. What's more, it seems that some of our young bloods are meeting him in secret. No doubt you'll want to question him or them about their trysts, but they are not like to yield the information readily to an outsider. If you tell them I sent you, though, they may well feel obliged to talk. Or maybe if you talked loud enough, they would hear you and, offer up their information. Since they're in the same room. Masked man? No idea what you're talking about. I ain't done nothing wrong, so leave me be. Gundabald sent you? Listen, I told them it was a bad idea. All that tripe about believing the masked man and... you don't know anything about this? Why didn't you say so to start with? You can't throw the old bear's name around like that and expect me not to think I'm in for it. But you might be. The others are... Oh, okay. The others are on the other side of the fort. Let me just circle around and go have a chat with them. Over in this corner. I'm gonna go up the ramp first because it's easier to get to them if they're up here. If I'm up here. But it seems like they are, in fact, down below. So, I'll drop down. What? Have I been meeting Masked Man lately? Let's see. Nope, can't say I have. But I'll be sure to tell all my friends you're looking for him. Then off in the corner, got this guy. There's a bunch been skulking about, right suspicious like, but I've got nothing to do with them. I know trouble when I see it, and that there's trouble, mark my words. Okay. So, report back, it seems. Just a long trip all the way back. Again, this is where the communications devices would come in handy. Although, we've just met the guy, so we'd probably have to do this in any case. So you have indeed confirmed my suspicions about a masked man. That is most troubling. Whatever the young ones are scheming, it can lead to no good end. There's an anger inside them. I can see it in their eyes. To know, for it once burned within me as well. 2 decades ago, that same anger drove me and my brothers to rise against the despot who ruled Alamigo. Naught would do but depose him and usher in a revolution. Well, we got our revolution all right, but it cost us our freedom. Okay, so 2 decades ago is when they became refugees of Alamigo. So the Empire has actually held Alamigo for longer than 2 decades, maybe. Blinded by our hate, we didn't realize that we had been dancing to the Empire's tune. By the time we did, it was too late. Alamigo had fallen. There are times when a man must be patient. Now is such a time. though the young ones know this not. Unless we intervene, they are like to commit great folly. If you learn aught of their plans, I would thank you to bring word to me. And sure, I'll get potions. Oh, but now we're talking to this guy. Hey, adventurer. You done talking with the old bear? I've got a message for you from Wilred. Lad's something of a leader among the young ones here. He's impressed that you won over Gundabald, and wants a word with you. Says he'll be waiting over at the craggy area north of here. Alright then. Sounds like he wants to meet in secret. North. Good thing these don't bother me. I was worried I'd have to run away from some angry enemies. Thanks for coming, friend. 'Tis no ordinary outsider who can gain the trust of the old bear. That's why I wanted to meet you, to discuss something in private. Tell me, why are you snooping about? Did the Empire send you, or someone else? Coral got your tongue? No matter. Whoever it is you work for, your meddling ends here. Get her. Oh, hello. Alamegans? Guess I'll have to go easy on them. Anyone else? You're stronger than you look. This changes nothing. Hi. Threaten us, beat us bloody as you like, but nothing short of death can make us give up our fight. Seems we have some bots questing as well. We're going to obtain the power to bring down the Empire, and with it we'll reclaim our homeland. Alright then. And we shall return to Gundabald. Back inside. It's interesting we're returning to him and not the person we got the quest from. Attacked by Wilred and his cronies? That they would go to such lengths to this, for the sake of this plan of theirs. Left to their own devices, young fools are like to harm others, if not themselves. We must uncover their agenda and put an end to this madness. And yeah, still too low level of gear. Big trouble in Little Alamego. Wilred mentioned obtaining the power to bring down the Empire. Of what power could he be speaking? Gundabald. Liana? Gods preserve, what happened? I was out foraging when the Corpse Brigade... when the Corpse Brigade came, they took me to their hideout, and the whole while they laughed at me. They said that I suffer because I cling on to hope. Is it wrong to dream of home? Is it wrong to call ourselves Alamegans? Do not heed such poisonous notions, child. Our dreams are what sustain us. Be strong. I swear to you, those villains will answer for their crimes in due time. But tell me, does anyone else know of this? Ulrich, he saw me outside. He was so angry. I must tend to Bertiliana. In the meantime, I need you to find out what the young ones make of this. I fear they, may do something rash. Alright, looks like I am talking to people. Um, let's see. Not sure who I'm supposed to talk to. Just random people? Is that what? No. Hello. Map of Zanrak. Ah. Okay, so it's not talking to people, it is finding items that will lead me to determining what they are doing. Got it. Although it's interesting that there is only one item there and apparently 4 items here. So again, we will look above. Oh, and now we're talking to people. Okay. If this plan succeeds, we'll have the power to lay the Empire low, to change the world for the better. Might be as Gundabald's content to eke out an existence here in the musty old cave. But I'm not going to be spending the rest of my life here. Now, where did I put that map? Again, I apologize. I am not a person who swears, so I try not to whenever I'm reading it out. So I do stumble on it as I read it slightly. And yeah, so that's just how it is. O mighty Ralger, Lord of Destruction, we implore you, lend us your strength and put an end to the suffering of your people. Here to interfere again? Well, you're too late. Our plan is already in motion. Oh, this is Wilgrid. Okay. Once we have the crystals, our enemies will pay for their crimes, and no one will dare oppress us ever again. If he's talking about crystals, probably means that we've got a another one of those primals that we'll have to deal with. What those animals did to Bertlani is unforgivable, and to think they look down on us. Well, I'll not suffer this humiliation anymore. I keep wanting to call him Wilfred, but it's Wilred. To the bitter end. I'm not afraid of a few lizards. No one says you are. Well, I mean, maybe they do, but no one here says you are. Oh, here's a hunting knife. And deliver the clues. So it sounds like we're going to have to convince them to stop or possibly interfere to prevent them from causing any harm. Gone? The whole lot of them? It is as I feared. They mean to take matters into their own hands. But what exactly is that they mean to do? Oh, here's a knife, here's a map. You tell me. What's this? A hunting knife? And a map of Xanarak? Wait, you said Wilred spoke of crystals, did you not? But they couldn't possibly mean two. By the gods, this is rank madness. Young fools are untrained and unblooded all. They have no notion of how dangerous the Almaja are. They'll be butchered before they get within 100 yalms of the crystals. They're headed east. If we hurry, we may yet find them before it's too late. And by we, you mean me. Although, no, I suppose it's possible that they are going as well. It's just, you can't see that. Now, where are we going? Well, it's not that far, but far enough to travel by horse, I guess. Excuse the hiccups. Looks like I am supposed to... You know what? There's 3 of them right here. Looks like I'm supposed to defeat a few of them for something. And we'll just go ahead and fight 1 and see if I need 3. And it does say 3. So, we'll defeat these 3 that are here. Amazing that the guy that's talking to this one is just standing there on his own. Okay, that was just for seals. I thought it might also give me experience. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem that way. So, I will not do that anymore if it's part of that. Looks like you guys are in trouble. And you're just at the bridge. Oh, here we go. Ah, they did actually follow me. Wilred. Did no others survive? This is wrong. Getting the crystals was supposed to be the start. We were going to reclaim our homeland. We were... Pull yourself together, lad. We were going to make an offering of crystals to Ralger to summon him, just like the masked man taught us. We plotted to sneak into Xanarak and make off with the lizardman's cache. But they caught us, and so many dead. Gods forgive me. Heathens, you shall pay for your crimes with your souls. Who's this? Ah, Imalja. Got it. I regret our young ones' transgressions, but a soul is too high a price for youthful folly. For all their failings, they are the hopes of all Megan people. This hope I will guard with my life. Alright, looks like we are fighting. And this is the tough one. Nope. More coming in. halfway through this one, so I think I'm going to just focus on this one since it seems like they are keeping up fairly well. What's going on? A powerful enemy is readying a special attack during a quest. Alright, I must have done something wrong. Will begin to glow, leaving the glowing area before the attack is initiated to ensure that you do not suffer any damage, and as usual, of course. If an NPC has joined you in a quest battle, he or she will often provide you with hints. Oh, maybe I should have been reading as to what was going on. Heed the words and you may emerge victorious. In addition to I could provide you with extra strength. Alright, so it's basically telling me I did it wrong. And that I should have done it the way they want it to be done, not the way I want it to be done. So, I will take care of all of these as well. This is probably what did it in this battle drink. Then again, maybe not. Although I'm not convinced that I did anything wrong. This certainly seems like they're surviving just fine. And it just stopped me because the big loser man died before the second wave could come in. But I don't know. Maybe it did actually. We'll see. Your skill at arms is impressive, adventurer. Our wayward youths could learn much from a woman like you. The battle is won, but it would be unwise to linger here. Let us return to Little Alamigo. Wait, we've come all this way. We have to get the crystals. They're right there, right for the picking. Have you learned nothing relevant? Did you not see those tempered wretches? Such is the fate of those who are touched by a god. Is that what you desire for yourself and your friends? What? No one said anything about... The masked man told us we could defeat the Empire if we summoned Ralgar. He swore. Enough. I will hear the rest of this sorry tale back in Little Alamigo. I dare say Yoko will wish to hear it as well. I mean, yeah, I guess. Sure. So back we go. Is this an entrance over here? I suppose it is. Just ride through to the other side. No more lies, Wilgrid. Tell us everything. I was outside with the others when he appeared, the masked stranger. He told us about summoning Ralger, about using crystals, and then just vanished. We never saw him again. I wanted so desperately to believe that we could raise ourselves from this squalor that I never stopped to question his motives. But I should have known. There's no solution. Nothing we can do to change our lot. Our people are doomed to live and die like beasts. Listen to me, Wilgrid. Our home may be lost to us, but it takes more than stones and mortar to define who we are. No matter where we may be, Alamigo lives on within all of us. It is for you to decide what to make of this legacy. Whatever you choose to do with your life, never forget that you owe it to this adventurer, an outsider. I won't. I promise. Thank you for saving me, and sorry I tried to kill you. My thanks as well, friend. It gives us hope to know that there are kind souls such as you out there. Little Alamigo may not have much in the way of comfort, but you will always be welcome here. Wonderful. There we go. Another level. What is this? Increase healing by 10% for yourself and nearby people. I probably won't be using that. Because, I don't know. A lot of times games think, oh, here, you can do this for a few seconds. It gives you a whole 10% bonus. Ooh. Or, like some of the food that you can eat in the game. Well, pretty much all of the food that you can eat in the game is like, here, you eat this food, you get a whopping 3% experience bonus. And granted, right now there is a major experience buff, so right now isn't probably the best time to look at it, but even back at the beginning, a 3 experience bonus just doesn't seem like it should matter. So, I'd rather not keep forgetting about it and just defeat 1 or 2 more enemies to get that extra 3%. Yeah, see there. Experience bonus 3% for 30 minutes, and you can double the duration by consuming multiple servings. I'd rather double the bonus by eating multiple servings, but that's just me. Would that we had more information to offer, but what Wilgrid told you is the extent of our knowledge of the masked stranger. Left unchecked, that man will bring about great pain and suffering. I pray that you'll find and put a swift end to the creature, for the sake of the young ones who died by his poisoned words. Port to Minfilia? Alright. I mean, I've got these for a reason. Might as well use them. So we've taken a look at Gridania, we've taken a look at Thanalan. I guess next we'll be heading out to Limsa Limensa. Perhaps having a look at the Sahagan dangers. Or maybe something entirely different. I don't know. Like I said, it has been a very long time since I've been through this. Thancred's just sitting here at the entrance. And here we are. Welcome back, Yoko. I'm reliably informed the investigation took you to Quarry Mill in Little Alamigo. So tell me, were you able to learn aught of La Hebrea? Right, he is the masked man that was saying all of this. Right. Planted the knowledge of summoning in impressionable young minds, you say? Precisely the kind of deception that the Ashians would employ, and probably have been employing, which is why there are so many primals around at the moment. While many of the ills that ail the land can be attributed to the calamity, some are being brought about by a malign will. We must needs delve deeper into this, while things remain quiet on the primal front. Right, okay, so there are no primals currently, other than Ramu, apparently. But there will be. All work and no play makes Minfilia docile. Did you say something? Nothing, my lady. Gotta go. Ahem. Mayhap we ought to rest a while before speaking further on of the investigation. So you called me here to rest. Alright, resting's done. While you're attending to business in Thonlon, some new information arrived courtesy of our friends the Sylphs. An individual fitting Labre's description has been sighted in North Shroud. The sighting comes in the wake of a series of mysterious deaths in the self-same area. My instincts tell me that our man is involved. I would have you continue your investigation where you left off. 12 willing, we'll pick up Labre's trail once more. Noraxia can furnish you with the details. Pray speak with her and take it from there. As always, be careful out there, Yoko. So it sounds like we're heading to the North Shroud. But let's just double check and confirm. We'll talk to the Sylph over here and see what's going on. Walking One is to investigate Sinister One. Then heed well this one's words. This one is friends with the Walking One and Ash Crown Consortium. According to Friendly One, a digging one named Medrud had an encounter with a scary Masked One. Masked One is most certainly a Sinister One. Walking One should go and speak with the Digging One, Medrud. Digging One is to be found at Falgord Float in the North Shroud. Well, I think I can teleport there. Yeah, I've been there. So we'll just quickly hop over here and see what's going on. Over this way, it seems. And this way? No, it's still over this way. There we are. Please leave me be. I'm not long for this world. I looked death in the face. 'Tis only a matter of time before he comes for me, just like he came for that poor woman. Medrud is clearly traumatized. Perhaps if you were to soothe him, he might remain calm for long enough to hold a conversation. Well, there we go. There we go. You're right. It's not as bad as it seems. I saw something terrible, that's true, but that hardly means I'm going to suffer the same fate. Thanks to you, I can think straight again. I believe I can even recount what I saw without losing it. It was just another ordinary day. I was headed back to the float when I noticed a suspicious character in the distance. A masked man garbed head to toe in black. He had a hideous fiend in tow, a winged creature that was all eyeball and jagged teeth. Taken by curiosity, I crept as near as I dared. To see the corpse of a woman. One glimpse was enough to tell me that she died a gruesome death. That instant, I knew right away that the masked man was a minion of Thal, come to claim her soul for his realm. Not quite. What? You're investigating this same masked man? If that's the case, we'll help you in whatever way we can. Aye, anything to ensure that we won't have to suffer Medrod's hysteria ever again. Alright, teamwork. That's why I wanted to. Wait, I haven't been that bad, have I? At any rate, I'm all for helping this adventurer. It's the least I can do to repay her for comforting me. I like a lot of short quests. So, here's what I know about the deaths. All the victims were found with their faces torn to shreds. Among the local fauna, only the scalekin known as Ziz could inflict such wounds. That's why some folk are pointing the finger at them. I somehow doubt the answer is that simple, but for the sake of thoroughness, we should look into it. Why don't you put down, say, 3 of the creatures, and see if you can find any proof connecting them to the deaths. Alright. I say Ziz. They might be Z's, depending on the pronunciation. But it looks like I need to head this way. How far this way do I need to go? Not far. Okay. Just into an area with, scorpions and explosives and all sorts of things. Luckily, once again, I am much higher level, so I don't need to worry about too much going on. And it seems like only the ones I get the first hit on actually matter for the quest. Which is unfortunate, because, well, I think that would be a great job, just being able to have, like, admin access to a game and go through it and take care of all the people cheating and doing things like that I've seen so much of already. So, mainly if I find them underground, ban them or delete their character because, well, you're not supposed to do that. Clipping through the train on purpose is not something you should be doing. Anyway, taking care of the enemies, here we go. You've already seen to the Ziz. Good work, adventurer. So we were able to find aught to suggest that the creatures are our culprits? Nothing? Truth be told, even if there were proof, I wouldn't know what it looked like. Anyway, you said anyway instead of any road. Interesting. I believe we can safely strike Ziz from our list of suspects, which leaves us with the masked man and his winged eyeball. Oh, we've got 2 quests. Alright. Let's see what we got. There's something else I heard about the deaths. It appears all the victims have been comely maidens. I'd better watch myself, huh? Unseemly japes aside, there's a rumor been going around. There's some that has whisper that after each victim died, her rancor went into the great big rock southwest of here, causing it to flash and moan. This bears investigating, I reckon. I'm going to give you a fire scent stick to blow off a piece of that crack. The stick doesn't come with a fuse or anything, so you have to throw it. Once you've torn the rock a new one, bring back some of the fragments, and I'll give them a gander. Some items are used in areas rather than single targets. Upon selecting the item, glowing radius will appear on the ground that can be moved freely. Okay. What do you have for me? There's something you should know. I've been keeping this to myself, lest I worsen Bedroad's paranoia. But I too have seen the winged eyeball. I cannot say whether it was coincidence, but my sighting took place precisely the same time as Medrod's. I was heading home after a day of digging when a shadow fell over me. Looking up, I found myself locked in a gaze with a giant eyeball. I let out a scream at the top of my lungs and ran without looking back once. This happened at a rocky area west of here, in case you had a mind to investigate. So it seems like we are headed back out west. Just a couple of places out there. But if it happened at exactly the same time, then that would say that there are multiple flying eyes. So, out we go to investigate. And it looks to be in a fairly similar area. I don't know which one I'm heading to first, but we shall have a look. Is this where I'm supposed to target? Seems like it. Yep. And they fall under the ground. You'd think it'd be easy to find these folk. I mean, not only are they clipping through terrain, so, you know, you can obviously tell who they are, but it seems every single one of them I've come across is a Lalafell. Probably because it makes it easier to hide while clipping under the ground. But whatever. I know that they have their hands full just taking care of the ones that they do find. All right. And you know, maybe this is the part that doesn't matter, you know? Maybe they're more worried about catching the ones that are actually causing problems, like the ones that are trying to get actual money, rather than the ones that are leveling up to get the money. Because I'm sure, you know, like with what happened to me, you know, I hit level 30 and got 1,000,000 gold. So my bet is that that's what they're all doing. They're going through the leveling process, hitting level 30, getting the 1,000,000 gold, and handing it off to a deposit person that has a separate account or something, and then, you know, deleting the character and doing it all over again. Or perhaps not deleting the character and, well, no, I would say that they're deleting the character because unless you're actually paying the monthly fee, I think you can only have one character per server. But anyway, most folk are too scared to go within 100 yalms of Rock of Rancor. Aye, it has a name, but what's a few vengeful spirits to a dauntless adventurer like you, huh? Indeed. What are these now? Lightning aspected crystals. There you go. Huh? Why are these just your garden variety crystals? It is a bit hard to tell beneath all the dirt and grime, but they're definitely lightning aspected. I almost hate to say it, but that explains the flashing and moaning. And nothing to do with a masked stranger. Looks like I've gone and wasted both your time and a perfectly good fire sand stick. Oh well. Hey, I'll take the 20,000. A monstrous Bane Knight appeared. You slew it? That creature had long been a scourge upon the folk of Falgord. Intentional or no, you have done us a great service. You have my gratitude. But this does make me wonder. Was it truly a winged eyeball I saw? Or merely a trick of the light combined with blind panic? I do not know. But here we go. There have been no promising leads in the murders. I can scarce get a wink of sleep, knowing that the killer is still at large. Judging by your furrowed brows, I take it this sorry business troubles you as much as it does me. I have been pondering my encounter. I was uncertain for a time, but there can be no doubt. It was a winged eyeball that I witnessed. It is implausible that I could have mistaken so distinct a creature for a Bane Knight. But you and I were moms apart. How could we have both seen it precisely at the same time? What's more, our adventurer friend here had a run-in with the Bane Knight, at the very spot you claimed to see the finished eyeball. Isn't that right? There must be an explanation. I know I saw an eyeball with wings. I would wager an apple tart on it. Oh, he's serious. But listen, mayhap it's not as mysterious as we're making it out to be. There's no reason why there couldn't be. Of course, there must be more than one of the things. It's so obvious. But then that means, since there haven't been repeating sightings of these fiends, that there must be even more victims as yet undiscovered. I do believe we're out of our depth. We ought to leave the rest to an expert. Yes, we're just civilians after all. Good luck, adventurer. It was pleasant knowing you. While I burn to know the truth, some things are left best unknown. Some things are best left unknown. Lest you have forgotten, it was at the rocky area to the west that I had my encounter. Should you discover aught of note, you will want to alert the authorities. There is a guardhouse nearby. The serpents there should be pleased for any information that pertains to the situation of the security of the region. And I think that's where we'll leave it for the night. Looks like we just have to head west once more into the same area. And just because it was a cutscene, it seems like this is going to lead to something more than just, oh, he found it, we killed it, we return. So, call it there for the night. I shall return with this on Thursday, so in 2 days. And of course, I will be doing my usual stream tomorrow as well. So, anyway, hope y'all enjoyed it, and I will talk to y'all next time. Have a good night.